Good morning. I am headed out of Havasupai. I found a shady, ginormous rock, which reminds me of the Esplanade, and it's great. It's a good stopping point. Yeah, I've had this on my head because I did not find a hat beforehand, and on the way down I definitely burned my scalp pretty badly and don't want to do a repeat. Things that I'm thinking about and from this adventure, which is still going. I'm just getting my pack off, and a few things that I didn't bring, wish I had, or things I brought and shouldn't have. I definitely had a heavy pack. I definitely brought, that feels better. So it's sitting on my shoulders. Definitely brought a lot of toys and costumes and stuff that normally someone would not bring on a hike. But that's how I roll, and yeah, I had, sorry, got a new piercing. I had my pack, and I also had an extra bag for the costumes, and I took them in full knowledge that I would be carrying them in and out. And that was a major thing I saw. Like, really, people, take your trash out. Take your shit that's not trash. Someone left this like overnight over by a waterfall, and so it was a major ground score for me. But this is not a festival you're going to. Don't just, I just could not believe what I saw. So that's the kind of the negative of going down there. You're not allowed to shoot any of the, photograph or film any of the native people who live here or their animals. They don't say pets, they say animals. I think they make that distinction. The mules are here doing a job, and the dogs are trailing along as companions. So you have to come and have that experience of meeting people who live here and seeing what we can of a different way of life on your own. I'm trying to film in between people who are making their descent and ascent in and out of the canyon, which was a huge surprise. There is a shit ton of people down there. That has its pluses and minuses, so take that as you will. I found traveling solo here to be an epic experience. If I were to travel with another person, it would be super cool to have someone to cuddle with at night. I could see that, and to share the experience with, for sure, especially if it's someone close to you. I did see some larger groups that were kind of trudging together. I'm not sure that they even liked each other. They were not having conversations. Other people were having too in-depth of conversation, which is kind of human nature, right? To talk about goods and bads of others who the people you're with don't even know. And so I just tended to try to avoid that, especially when I got food. There is frybread to be had, so bring some cash, no cards. Cash, people, lots of cash. These people need our cash. So there is a white gilt, bring that with you in the form of cash, is my suggestion. What else? Oh, oranges. I would recommend bringing an orange and an apple to have every day, and I have to pause. There's some horses and people. What I found different about this hike than other Grand Canyon hikes that I've done, whether it was rim to rim or doing the Bill Hall Trail, those are the two that I've done. These hikes are limited to daytime. Night hiking is not really feasible with the method that you have to, there's more people coming. It's pretty much like a traffic. It's high traffic here. Okay. Yeah, so day hikes aren't really feasible because of going through the tunnel and down the ladder system. And you kind of want to get out before dark because you don't want to be doing that in a headlamp chewing. I'm realizing that this beautiful rock behind me, which is epic, I will show you it. It's like a submarine, right? It's like it's a gorgeous rock, which is like almost like an underwater experience happening right here. People have written their names on it. Like, why? there was a huge tag down below. Like a gang tag. When I was in a canyon, I was like, yeah, dude, you can have this section of the canyon. Like, my gang doesn't want your section. I don't understand. Other surprises, the helicopter, which is going by right now. On the way in and out, there is a helicopter service that is not run by the tribe, which is pretty non-stop during daylight hours. Bring lots of oranges. They're delicious. And you're taking your day hikes, you're going to want a little snack, which I did not bring enough of, because just having meals in camp isn't going to cut it. You're going to want to bring whatever thing you crave in the afternoon, because you're going to be out enjoying this amazing experience. You're going to want a food to keep you going, so you don't have to return to your camp to get more food. That was key. The day I brought out a little ramen, protein ramen, and then I wanted to be judged for that, and some coffee. That was a really nice day because I had energy during the day to enjoy the hike and to enjoy the experience even more. I did not bring enough like snacky things. If I could have brought more sugary, snacky whatevers, like ginger candy is my go-to, I wish I had bagfuls. I should have brought more like nuts, salty, snacky things. That would have been good. Like wasabi peas and the Chinese mix that's in the store that's got weird little sticks and bits of corn and shit in it. Yes, I wish I had brought that. Did not have that. That would have been really good. I brought plenty of meals to go. I'm a fan. They're pretty good. I wish they were a little saltier, a little sweeter, a little spicier. But maybe in the future I can add some of that before I leave. Other than that, they were delicious. The porridge would have been better on the hike out in the morning. I did not enjoy it there. It was too heavy. It was just like oatmeal with amazing stuff in it, but porridge, whatever, it was oatmeal. I would have really enjoyed that this morning. I'm in the dark hiking out. I was glad that I brought some rope. That was useful. There's lots of little rodents that come out immediately as it gets dark, kind of like at dusk. The bats and the rodents come out, and the bats I'm grateful for because they're bats and they're awesome, but also spirit animal. Also, they're taking away the few little mosquitoes that there are. Did not need any bug repellent. Not necessary at all, even though you're right near the water, which is beautiful and epic. And yes, enjoy it. I could have swam more, for sure. Like a little hair issue going on, hard to swim in, so I swam on my last day, and this is the result. But I wish I'd swam more. Well, actually, no. I am grateful that I did swim. It was really nice, super nice. It wasn't that hot. Wasn't that cold. I'd say September, ideal time to go. I met some other folks there. You're going to meet people down there. They had been in March. They said it's very cold. And so that would mean bringing all the cold weather preparations. Your sleeping bag needs to be the right grade. You need to think about your tent. I don't know. Clothing. Too much stuff. I wouldn't go when it's cold. Yes, I would. I'd go anytime. I would live there. I'd still be down there if I could. But you have a wristband. And I suspect if I am caught with the wrong color, out I go. So, yeah, that was the thing. All right. Last advice-y thing, because I know you guys asked. If you didn't ask, you wouldn't be here watching this. Last advice thing. So, I'm usually pretty good about this. But I did not bring enough power. I have my little power blocks. I plug in all my equipment stuff, my batteries and things. Well, I used so much to charge batteries that I didn't even end up using for my camera, that when I went to plug my phone in, there was no more charge. So last night comes, and of course I want to leave early you want to leave like really early. So I was shooting for 2:30 in the morning. I have no idea when I actually left, because my phone wasn't charged, and I also missed, taking those last photos with it and any video and that kind of stuff. But on the plus side, this morning I've had no phone, no messages, also no no earbuds, no music, which was a bummer, but no phone, no messages, and no impulse to try to look at the phone, because there is reception when you get to the top of the Havasu Falls. When you get the top of Havasu Falls, there is phone reception, where the frybread stand is. Kind of between the frybread stand and Havasu Falls, there's like a hill, quite a good incline there. In that zone, oddly enough, text messages go in and out, which I found out because I got some frybread, and that was a definite yes. I wouldn't normally eat something like that, but I found on this hike, which I've heard other hikers say, and I've never had this experience before, but now I can relate. Having enough, trying to figure out how to word this correctly, having some calories is energy. And I felt like the day I did eat like a fiend, I would call that my frybread day. I ate other things that day as well. I had a lot of good energy, and I had it the next day as well. So the next day, I believe I ate double dinners. I doubled down on dinner again, 2 days in a row. It was good. Yeah, I don't normally recommend that as for fitness, but in this situation, you're burning so many calories that you started to feel drained during the day, and like I needed something. I'm also really addicted to coffee, so I learned to just take my little pot with me, so I'd have it if I had that urge. Oh, that's what I forgot that I didn't bring, and I wish I had brought. For me, this probably isn't for everybody, but I love tea. And I love decaffeinated tea in the evening. I love it in the afternoon. I love it all the time. And for some reason, I don't know if it's because Burning Man just happened and I drank a lot of tea, I just was craving tea. And I didn't have any. And I was like, really like, wish I had tea. I don't know. Yeah. And yeah, I wouldn't bring things like chips or chocolate. It's just gonna be melted in a goo pile. It wouldn't have made it. I think that's all I have for what to bring and what not to bring. So we will shift to one more part, and just the last experience that I had on the way out of the canyon was pretty magical. And it relates back to not having a phone and a lot of like mental stress last night, wondering if I would wake up in time to leave in the morning, because not doing that could be really a health hazard, because it's hot and sunny, as you can see behind me. I have to go into that. I thought of a couple more things. I would definitely bring a Sawyer. Ta-da! This is not the mini, but this is the Sawyer Squeeze filter. Sawyer's an awesome company. They bring fresh water to communities who need it and do amazing things. Yeah, I always feel good supporting them. It was also really useful to have. There is spring-fed water down there, which people drink. I drank it. I don't know. I felt good that I had this with me. I would bring a cover for your pack. It's gonna get wet. Your feet are going to be wet. Very wet, non-stop. I definitely had some feet issues because of it, but the beauty, the balance there, it's definitely worth it. I'm a pretty light packer on the normal clothing things, like socks and underwear and shit like that. Socks and underwear, stuff like that. I'm starting to sport like a Frida Kahlo mustache. It's nice. Yeah, go Frida. Yeah, so I wish I'd brought an extra pair of socks. That would have been a good switch out. I don't think water shoes were necessary. I saw a lot of that. I saw, there's another person. Oh wait, here we go. I don't know. Also, I haven't brushed my teeth today. Yay! Okay. If you run out of fuel and you are stressed because you need to make coffee before you leave in the morning at 2:30, when you hopefully get out, somewhere between 2 and 5, I'd say is a good leave out time. Behind the ranger station is a ridiculous stash of all the fuel cans that either people leave or I suspect they're getting on airplanes, and so they no longer need these things because people come from all over the world to be at Havasupai because it's so beautiful. So yeah, there's a shit ton of just little like jet fuel type fuel thingies that you can hook your stove onto, and you have hot food. Yeah, good things. There's a lot of people coming down. I'm gonna have to be super quick. Just want to remind myself of an amazing experience I had. I was really grateful to not have my phone charged after all, because I had a lot of dreams of my grandmother, which I don't always, and yeah, to the point where as I was packing, I woke up and then I started to, you know, shuffle about and in the dark and pack up like my sleeping mat and pillow. These are things you should bring: sleeping mat, pillow. You know, the last little bits, the tent, finished taking it down. I had taken out the stakes the night before, so I wouldn't wake up my neighbors like my neighbors did to me with all their tent sticks and their stakes and and their super bright headlamp at 2 in the morning. Yeah, not cool. So I tried to be a little more low-key about my pack out, except I was like welled up with tears and sobbing a little. Yeah, I gotta confess that. Just thinking about my grandmother, because I'd had this dream. I don't really remember the dream, but I remember she was in it, and then I was like sad. So I was like, oh, you know, I'd love to tell her about the experience, blah blah blah. I'd love to tell her about Havasupai. So I saw the little bit of sky out of my tent area. But when you get more towards Havasu Falls on the exit and the sky opens, it is spectacular. The star show is just, you know, no light pollution happening, and you're just like, whoa, yeah, I am a tiny speck. Again, which is, you know, part of what hiking is, what makes it so awesome, is to feel your place and ground in yourself, and feel your place in your community, and then feel your place in the larger spectrum of the universe in some way. At least that's how it works for me. And so yeah, and then I was looking at the stars, stargazing, a shooting star, boom, and I just thought, holy shit, this is my grandmother in my dream who woke me up. That's how I got up on time, because it was really hot coming down when I left in the afternoon, and I knew on Exodus I cannot do this in the afternoon and be well. so I was super grateful I got up in the dark, and yeah, that was an amazing experience, and I truly believe that's what happened, and something to think about. You know, maybe it happened. Maybe things don't happen to us. Maybe we create the things to happen, right? We we create how we view the sky or how we view being up in the dark. Are you scared? The bright ass headlamp on, can't see the sky at all because your headlamp is like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Or are you like, wow, I can see without my headlamp and I can see the sky. And yeah, I hear some things in the woods, so what? There's other things that live out here. It doesn't mean it's a scary thing. Anyways, that's a different topic, but yeah, super grateful. Thanks, Grammy. Yeah. Yeah. Our time is short. Our time, a person's time, and Havasupai is super short. I think it's intentional so that we'll want to go back and explore some more and spend longer periods of time at our favorite spots. And yeah, and come back with snacks, lots of them. Peace. I forgot something important on the what to bring list. Your version of Electrolytes. This was the best thing I brought. Other things to note to bring, not bring. I think that covers it. Hope you have a wonderful trip. Enjoy all the waterfalls and all the beauty. One last note on things to pack. Have something ready in your vehicle so that on Exodus you have a treat for when you get back, whatever that means for you. For me, it was, I've kind of already eaten them. That's what made me think, because for me it was, on this go I had some things that should have been in my bag, I guess, but were in my vehicle. So a perfect bar, nice protein peanut thing. I had some vegan chocolate covered cookies, which I absolutely adore, which are handmade near where I live. And these were not frozen, but I do have a cooler and, well, a refrigerator. Got an itch. Anyways, they're still kind of chilled for some reason, so yay. And some juice. Juice was definitely a yay, having something to drink. And I also, it's totally gone now, but I had some pre-made matcha tea with honey. This was amazing after that hike. It was so hot on the way out. There is a vendor at the top of the hill. It didn't look appealing to me. So I was really glad to have some of my own nutritious treats to put in and refuel. Yeah. But I am going to head to Peach Springs, the town that's nearby, and try to find a watermelon. That's the next mission. Cheers! Cheers to some matcha that was in here. Yum!